he went and visited a LBGTQ affirming church. That is an oxymoronic statement, if there has ever been one. There are no teachings of Christ that endorses homosexuality, lesbianism, transgenderism, or any of those things. So then how can you be an LBGTQ church? So he goes to that gathering place. He said that he wanted to apologize on behalf of pastors who may have hurt them.
I am here because the black church owes this community an apology. And I wanted to come tonight, not just as pastor of New Birth. I wanted to come for the pastors who have hurt you.
Stop right there and see enough. The zebra colored coat and the next guy, I guess they're married to each other. And so he's down there apologizing on behalf of pastors. You do not speak for me. You do not speak for us. There's something wrong with Atlanta. Lord have mercy. We got to pray against that principality that's set over that city. And you young men, I hope you saw how them young sister boys were shouting. So you know not to shout like that. Lest I come and correct you in the middle of your dance. Hold it. Let me show you how to shout right. Y'all don't like me today. Not only that, but show where he teaches another gospel.
Stuff that was applicable for your grandmother means nothing to you. For me to tell 16-year-olds to be celibate is one thing. A 37-year-old who's used to getting some, I need a different kind of gospel.
All right, stop right there.
Just
stop right there. Now, right there. The first lie he told was that what was true for one generation is not true for another. When the Bible says God's truth endureth to all generations. Number one, God's truth. Psalms 100 and verse 5, the last clause, endureth to all generations. So what was true yesterday is true today. Now, I do give him credit for telling the truth in it. He said, that's another gospel. Now, let's give him a hand, because that's true, because that ain't the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's some made up junk. And Paul said that if they come any other way with another gospel, Paul said it is not the gospel. The true gospel teaches everybody to live holy, to live right. He has a tremendous congregation who amens all that stuff. Same preacher who said his church will use the property to grow cannabis. These things we can't unite under. You can't say, well, he's a brother and I'm a brother, man, and two brothers ought to work together. Come with brothers, brother. Come on, brother, man. Brother, nothing. We're not brothers in that regard. No, ain't no kin to you at all. We ain't got nothing in common. Not at all. Because that's not right. This is the same preacher one Sunday, while preaching in favor of a woman's right to choose. On that same Sunday, they had a christening, a child dedicating service. And people brought their children up to be dedicated by that preacher. But the preacher just got through preaching in favor of abortion. You gonna let those hands dedicate your child? See, it's things like this that you don't want to have to deal with. But here's the problem for those who are not pastors. And I don't know what it's like when it comes to you, but when you are a leader, for the leader to say nothing, indifference is an endorsement. The assumption is if we don't say anything about it, then we go along with it. Well, I don't want nobody to misunderstand Patrick Wooden. Patrick Wooden doesn't go along with that at all because it's not Bible. Even though God is calling for unity in the body, but you can't just have unity. It has to be unity built on truth.
This week, America turned back the hands of time and declared war on women in this nation. I wanted us to stand resolutely to say to this nation that if America was authentically pro-life, then they would immediately abolish the death penalty. If they were really pro-life, then they would put more money into Head Start programs. If they were pro-life, they would seek to cure the opiate addiction in this nation. If they were pro-life, they would make sure that teachers feel safe in their schools. If they were pro-life, there would be stricter measures about gun control in this nation. If it was pro-life, we would not have to deal with food insecurity. But I stand with now the living matriarch of the movement, Maxine Waters, who said they have declared war on 32 million women in this nation. And one thing about a woman, when she is focused, she is not going to stop until she gets what she needs. We stand, but we realize that this is not just a woman's issue. Unless I don't understand how pregnancy works, men have to extend their voices as well. And so we speak to this nation to declare that New Birth stands with the amazing women of this church, of this community, and of this country, that women have the right to have authority over their body. And it should not be legislated by men in Washington, D.C. I want all of us all over this room, would you do me a favor? Would you celebrate the women around you who are competent enough to make decisions about their bodies, decisions about their life, and decisions about their future? We're praying steadfastly because what we are seeing is racism rearing its... I'm looking for people that smell like weeds. No, really, is... New Birth is the largest land-owning black church in America. Wow. And so my position to my deacons is, why aren't we not raising cannabis? I'll be able to bring in black males. They're able to do it legally. I'm teaching them farming.
Oh my God.
I'm helping them to enhance the ecosystem. This is the kind of conversation. So if the guy, black boy in Bankhead said, they growing weed at the church, where do I join?
Yeah.